Hello, good afternoon. This is David Soto talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions video for the upcoming trading week of July 12th through July 16th, 2021. Okay, and what I like to do here is I like to look at all the major Forex currency pairs on a 30-minute time frame. Okay, and I do that just so we can see what happened this past week. Okay, and then I will compare that to higher time frames such as the 4-hour, daily, and weekly charts. And then I will try to give you my analysis of what I think is going to happen this coming week. Okay, so to begin with, I want to say that the US dollar this past week did sink. It did retreat and have a pullback, but that's not a big deal because long term it will be going up. Okay, I do have faith that it will be going up. I'm a little bit sad that it dropped this past week, but that is how Forex works, right? So it's normal to have a pullback, and I'll show you that here in a few minutes. But overall, most of the currency pairs were in a flat range of market, which is really an optimal time to trade, because if you go in smaller time frames such as the 15-minute or 30-minute chart, you can just trade from arrow to arrow. Okay, buy or sell on one arrow and then close the trade on the opposite arrow. Okay, so it's very good time to trade when you're in a flat range of market. Okay, problem is we just don't know. Nothing continues like that forever. Okay, eventually we have breakouts, etc. Okay, so we have uptrends and downtrends, but for right now everything's in a kind of a flat range of market. I have a strong feeling we're going to see a continuation of that. Okay, we'll have some slight trends developing, and I will show you that here in just a few minutes. Okay, so to begin with here, I got EURUSD pulled up. Okay, you can see that obviously, right? So on EURUSD, we see that, like I said, pretty much a flat range of market, right? The price ended almost exactly where it began. Okay, we have a high point here and another high point here. Now this red arrow did not form exactly where this one did, so it kind of leads me to believe that the price will be dropping. Okay, but this is a very fresh signal. Okay, if I shift the chart, this is a brand new signal, so it could repaint and go higher. Okay, we don't know. All right, and this came in late on Friday, so don't think that it won't go higher. Now if we look at the 4-hour chart, let's look at this real quick, get a bigger picture. Now on the 4-hour chart, as an up arrow shows to be going up, so yeah, I think it's probably going to be going up this week. Okay, we're not going to see a huge gain, but question is, where will it form a red arrow? Okay, if it even does. Okay, if we look here, we have a high point right here, we have a resistance right here, and that would probably be the most likely spot for it to form a red arrow. Okay, so if you get the crosshairs, we got like almost 1,000 pips or points for this to travel. That's a huge travel. Okay, it could do that in 1 week, but the way the markets are moving, the market's been really sluggish lately, and I don't see like that happening. But at least 500, 600 points for it to gain. So what's going to happen is the price is going to go up, down, or down, up, down like that, and slowly work its way up. So it might take another 2 weeks for that to form another red arrow, if it even does. Now if you look at the daily chart, here's the deal. Daily chart shows to drop. Okay, we have a red arrow here and no blue arrow. We have a strong support all the way down here, which if I bring this green line down, you can see that. So we can expect the price in the short term to be going up, in the next week or two, but eventually it's going to drop. Again, that's going to take, another month or two before we see the price finally drop all the way down this far. So just keep in the back of your mind, though, that long term this will be dropping. Okay, if you look at the weekly chart, again, we see pretty much the same thing, and we know that long term, probably the rest of this year, we're going to see this drop. Okay, we're going to see this slowly work its way down. A lot of range of markets, but slowly it's going to work its way down. Everything is trying to recover back from this pandemic. So all these currencies, all these governments are fighting to revitalize their economies. Okay, and the US dollar, US economy right now is starting to strengthen, starting to come back to life, but we still need to put more stimulus money back into the economy to get the US dollar stronger. So we will see what happens here in the next month or so. But anyhow, we need to be selling, looking to sell EURUSD, okay? Now, what's going to happen this week? Well, like I said, right now on the 30-minute chart, even the 1 hour chart, the 1 hour chart shows the buy, and it'll probably form a red arrow here soon if it hits this point again. And what I think is do, like, market open, we'll probably shoot up a little bit more, but by the time the New York session kicks in, on Monday, we'll see the price drop back down, okay? And then by Tuesday going to Wednesday, we'll see it kick back up again, okay? That's what I'm thinking is going to happen, okay? Do not quote me on that, because I'm not a fortune teller, but, you know, based on my experience, we had a high point here, and then we're going to see a pullback, and then we'll probably see the price go even higher, okay? Like I said, the 4 hour chart shows the buy, okay? And we got quite a ways of travel, so do expect the next week or two for this to be going up, probably the next 2 weeks for this to be slowly going up. A lot of up and down movement, but overall it's going to be going up the next couple weeks. So what do you do this week? Okay, so basically more or less we're going to see a flat range of market with a slight uptrend. Okay, we're going to see the price drop, go back up, drop, go back up like that, and we're going to see that probably in the next week or two. So you should be perfectly fine to both buy and sell using a 30-minute chart, okay? But just keep in mind that overall the price is going up. If you want to buy only, you can do that. If you want to do both, you can do that as well. But whenever you get a signal, do not just place a trade like right now, okay? Do not just place a trade. This is a 30-minute chart, meaning every candle is 30 minutes, 30-minute time frame, okay? So with that said, I would wait a few hours after you receive a signal before placing a trade, okay? That way we can be sure, we can check to see if this indicator is going to repaint or not. And also, a side note, you could set up enable your push notifications and have this indicator send push alerts to your cell phone, and you can trade directly using the mobile MetaTrader app. That's another good advantage, okay? And like I said, if you get a signal on your cell phone, just wait a few hours before you place that trade, okay? And just keep checking it every 30 minutes or every hour to see if you get another signal. If you get another signal, that means the indicator is repainted, okay? So anyhow, moving on to GBPUSD, okay? We see kind of a similar thing here, okay? Like I said, most of the flat range of market, the price ended slightly higher than where it began over here, but we do see the same level of resistance keep hitting right here, okay? So that's a good indication that it's going to be dropping right now. The current candle right now is a doji candle, which is a perfect cross, which generally represents a reversal. So I feel that it's probably going to be dropping here in the opening of the session on Monday, but we don't know that for sure, okay? If you look at the 4 hour chart, again, look at this. Wow, we got 2 blue arrows in a row. So the next one should be a red arrow. So I feel that this will be going up this week, okay? Probably the next 2 weeks. Okay, again, we have almost 1,000 pip point movement here between the current price and this green line right here. So we have a ways to go, and I don't think it's going to travel that far in a single week. It could, but I just don't think it will. We're going to see the price pull back some and then shoot up again. So, you know, just keep in mind that this week, probably the next 2 weeks, the price will slowly be going up. But overall, okay, if we look at the daily chart, we have a red arrow, and the weekly chart as well, meaning long term it's going to be dropping, okay? In the short term, yeah, it's probably going to go up some more, but in long term it's going to be dropping over the next few months, probably the rest of this year, okay? Now, what can you do? Well, again, you could put a sell limit pennant order just slightly below this green line here in this area. Not to be exact spot, but somewhere in here, put a sell limit pennant order and wait for that to drop, okay? And you can also You can also just buy and sell, you know, using a 30-minute time frame. Just keep in mind that whenever you get an arrow, just wait a few hours to place your trade. Okay, so like now it looks like it's getting ready to drop. Okay, so but we don't know because it's just a fresh signal. So yeah, you can both buy and sell, or if you want to, you know, like I said, put a sell limit pin in order here, or this week you could wait till you get a buy signal and buy. Okay, you could do both actually. You could put a sell limit and you could buy, kind of like killing two birds with one stone. Okay, doesn't really matter, but the price overall this week, probably going into next week, will be going up. Okay, until we hit this resistance up here, and then we're going to see a long downtrend emerge. Okay, now moving on to Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Okay, AUDUSD. Here we see the price actually, look at this high spot here, is lower than this high spot. That means that we're going into a downtrend. Okay, this is exactly what we want. Okay, now the price did end slightly lower than where it began, but very close. Okay, so overall we're in a pretty much a flat range of market, but with the fact that this red arrow is lower than this one, that indicates to me that we're definitely going into a downtrend. Okay, and that's good. That's exactly what we want to happen for this particular currency pair. If we look at the 4-hour chart, however, okay, look at this now. We see a blue arrow. Okay, so wow. So what's going to happen here? We don't know. Okay, now what we do know is there is a strong resistance right here, and you see the price had dropped here, formed a support, broke, and formed a resistance. Hit the resistance again, and then slightly broke it here, but still maintained that resistance, and then hit it again. So will it hit again? I don't know. I have a feeling not. It is possible. It is possible to have a blue arrow followed by another lower blue arrow. Okay, and it's hard for me to show you, but here we had 3 blue arrows in a row, but they're higher. But I think if we zoom out, I might be able to see one. I don't know. We have no. Well, we have a red arrow followed by a higher red arrow. So yes, and I've seen this in other currency pairs. I've showed you before in other examples, but it is definitely possible to have a blue arrow followed by a lower blue arrow. So keep that in mind. So just because we have a blue arrow doesn't mean it's going to shoot this high, form a red arrow. Okay, but if it does, that would be the spot. And again, we have a huge travel, and somehow I don't think it's going to go quite that high. But for this week, I do think it will be going up. Probably the next 2 weeks, it's going to be slowly migrating its way up for a lot of ups and downs. If you look at the daily chart, now I showed you this last week, and this is kind of a kicker, right? You have a blue arrow on the daily chart, okay, which is unlike the EURUSD and the GBPUSD, which I just showed you. But yeah, this is probably will be working its way up based on this right here. Now again, this green line would be the most most susceptible spot, plausible spot for this to travel. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see this. Okay, oops. Okay, that would be the most likely spot for this to form the next red arrow. Okay, it's not going to go way back up here or even here. Okay, there's just no way. Okay, it's long-term trend is to go down. If you look at the weekly chart, and this kind of demonstrates my my rationale here. Okay, so we had a strong support. Let me zoom in a little bit, or maybe out. Well, yeah, zoom in. I want to make sure you can see this. But I want to take this green line and drag it down slightly. Okay, we had the price come down and hit a support right here, but you see it broke. Okay, so whenever that support breaks, that means the price is going to be going down. So yeah, the daily chart shows to go up, and yes, it probably will go up more, the next week or two, but overall it's going to be dropping. Okay, it's going to take time. Okay, this is a weekly chart, meaning you're going to see this in the next few months. Probably the remainder of this year, we're going to see this slowly drop its way down. Okay, it took a long time from this blue arrow up to this red arrow. Okay, you're looking at back in March, 2020, and this red arrow formed March of 2021. So a whole solid year for the travel. So you're looking at another year. This formed here, like I said, February, March of this year. Back in March, beginning of March. So maybe we'll see March of next year before we see another blue arrow. It's going to take some time, right? But, you know, like I said, overall, in the long term, it's going to be dropping. So what can we do? If you look at the 4-hour chart, we have this resistance here. Well, I adjusted that, didn't I? But let me bring this back up. On this candle here, okay, what you can do is you can put a sell limit pennant order just slightly below in here and wait for that to catch and drop back down. Okay, that is very, very good thing to do. And also this week and the next 2 weeks, we should be seeing the price go up slowly. So you could buy if you want. Now, you know, I wouldn't buy right now on the red arrow. Wait for the next blue arrow and then buy. But as you can see right now, you know, we're at a somewhat strong level of resistance on the 30-minute chart. The 1-hour chart does not have a red arrow, so definitely do not sell right now. Okay, I would probably wait until I have a red arrow on the 1-hour chart before I place a sell trade. Okay, the price is definitely going up right now. This being Australian dollar, US dollar, I would wait until at least the New York session. Okay, on this one, you can wait till a London session and check on this, but definitely I'd wait until the New York session before I place a trade. Okay, place a sell trade. Yeah, you can place a sell trade and close it on the next blue arrow, and then repeat that process. Okay, so yeah, you should be perfectly fine to both buy and sell this week using a 30-minute time frame. Just have patience and just remember that this week and probably going to next week, we'll see the price going up. Okay, so yeah, the price shot up now. It's going to come back down and then go up some more. Okay, that's just how it works. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Okay, that this week and next week it's going to go up, and then, you know, going into what is August, going into August, we'll see a nice long downtrend emerge. Okay, it's going to take time. Now let's look at US dollar. Okay, USDCHF, US dollar versus the Swiss Franc. Okay, this is one of the most popular currency pairs to trade with the US dollar, and we see the price, like I said, the price sank, retreated back down, which is kind of unfortunate, but it has maintained this strong level of support, which is pretty good. Okay, pretty good sign that it should be going back up. Okay, and we have, you know, like a flat range of market here. This was all between Thursday and Friday. The price has not really gone up, but it hasn't really dropped and broke that support. Now it could drop more. We don't know. That's just the thing. If we look at the 4-hour chart, however, we have a strong signal to buy. Okay. Now, yes, we could have another blue arrow lower. You know, it is possible. I just feel that we should be seeing this go up. Okay, I really feel this will go up. We had a big drop down and started to spike back up, came back down, and it's going to go back up again. If you look at the daily chart, look at this. We have a up arrow on the daily chart and the weekly chart as well. So we know long term is going to be going up. Okay, we had a big spike up and then a big pullback, then a spike up, another small pullback, and then a spike up again. Okay, so yes, it's going to have a lot of sideways movement, but overall it's going to go up long term. Okay, and again, it's going to take quite a time. Probably, I'm thinking probably for the remainder of this year, we're going to see this slowly go up. Okay, and we don't know what the U.S. government is going to do right now. Okay, there's many talks about a fourth stimulus payment. Okay, and if that's pushed out, that will put a lot of money back into the U.S. economy. Okay, I'm kind of hoping they will, because we need to see that U.S. dollar go back up. If the U.S. government puts more money back into the economy, then we're definitely going to see this dollar surge. Okay, and as the unemployment rate drops, we will see it drop as well. Okay, now the unemployment rate is still like double what it was pre-pandemic, before the pandemic even started. Okay, so the unemployment rate needs to drop a lot more, and the US dollar needs to be a lot stronger. Okay, it's still fairly fragile. Okay, but it is definitely showing signs that it wants to go up. Okay, now what do we do this week? Okay, what do we do this week? Okay, 1 hour chart. Look at this. 1 hour chart shows the buy. 4 hour chart shows the buy. But I don't feel that we're going to see a huge gain this week. Okay, yes, I think it's going to be going up, but more or less, I feel we're going to see a flat range of market. Now look at this. Right now it shows a signal to buy. It's gone up slightly and come back down. So wait until the New York session on Monday. Once the New York session on Monday comes, we can get a good idea what the US dollar is doing, and then you can place a trade, place that buy trade. Okay, and you should be fine to buy once that New York session kicks in, and then we'll probably see the price go up Monday and Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we see the price come back down again. So more or less this week we're going to see a flat range of market, probably with a slight uptrend. Okay, hopefully that is what I am predicting, and I feel very confident we'll definitely see the price end higher than where it began. Will it go higher than this resistance right here? I don't know, but I'm kind of hoping it will break, and in the coming weeks we're definitely going to be seeing this go up more. You just got to have patience and have faith in the US dollar, right? But I know it's kind of hard to have faith in this dollar. But anyhow, you know, for all intents and purposes, you'll be fine to both buy and sell this week, okay, using a 30-minute time frame, okay, because we're going to see mostly flat range of markets. I feel very confident in that. Now let's look at US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Okay, now this past week we definitely saw the price drop, a steady drop, and then it started to come back up on Friday at the end of the week, which is a good sign. It's slowly going up, but it's still very fragile. Now the US dollar had been going for quite some time, and now we're seeing it retreat, which, now I know I've said this many times before, but the US dollar Japanese yen USDJPY has a different behavior, okay, almost an inverse relationship to the USDCHF, which I just showed you a second ago. So this one doesn't always go up with all the other USD pairs. If all the other USD pairs are going up, typically we're going to see this one drop. Okay, so we might definitely see this one drop more this week if the other USD pairs are going up. Okay, it just depends. Okay, this one is kind of a unique animal. Now look at the 4 hour chart. The 4 hour chart shows to go up. Okay, so we had a big drop, like I said. Now we're having the price come back up, which I feel that it probably will be going up over the next few weeks. Okay, just don't expect any huge gains, right? The daily chart shows to sell, like I said. Wow. Okay, and that's what I was saying. Okay, and if it's going to be dropping, it's got a long ways to go. And the weekly chart shows to go up, but it showed that for a long time. So yeah, in the long term it will be going up, but I feel like probably in the next few weeks, the next few months, we're probably going to see this drop back down. And we have a strong support right here. That would be the target for this to form another blue arrow on the daily chart. Okay, so that's going to take quite some time for that to form. If you look here on the 4 hour chart, I want to try to draw a trend line to kind of give you an idea. Okay, this is not perfect, but you kind of get my point, right? So we got a strong resistance. Okay, if you want to buy, wait for this to break. Okay, on the 4 hour chart, wait for this to break a few candles above, about 3 or 4 candles, and then buy, and then close on the next red arrow. But I have a funny feeling it's not. I don't know. I think it's going to be dropping. Okay, look at this on the 1 hour chart. You get a little bit clearer picture. See, it's like it's hitting this resistance, and it's like it's wanting to drop. Look at the 30-minute chart. Well, 30-minute we don't see no red arrow, but again, you get a little bit more clearer picture of what's going on. And we're right here at the resistance right now. So based on what we're seeing here, it should be dropping. Okay. So with that said, what do we do this week? Well, I feel, again, it'd be safe to both buy and sell using a 30-minute chart. Right now, we do not have a red arrow on the 30-minute chart, so just be patient. Okay, wait till the New York session on Monday to see what happens. Okay, since this is the US dollar anyhow, wait till the New York session and see if you get a red arrow, and then sell. Okay, and then once you get a next blue arrow, close that trade, wait a few hours, place a buy trade, and repeat that process. Okay, but yeah, this probably will be dropping. Okay, I just don't have faith that this will be going up long term, and it's very possible to see another blue arrow on the 4-hour chart. You know, see a lower blue arrow. So yes, it has happened before, and it will happen again, but we don't know. We cannot tell the future. Now, moving on to US dollar versus the Canadian dollar, and I'll try to make this quick so I can wrap this up for you. But we see the price ended higher than where it began. Okay, now that's a good sign for this pair. That means the US dollar is stronger than the Canadian dollar at this present point in time. Okay, so that's doing good. And you know, like last Friday was the non-farm payroll for the Canadian dollar, and obviously the US dollar is done a much better job. Okay, let's put it that way. So with that said, you know, we already got a strong support here. We have a support here. Well, the previous support is lower. So my point is that we have a support followed by a higher support. If we zoom out, we see we have a resistance here on this red arrow followed by higher resistance. Okay, that means that we're working into an uptrend. Okay, now if we go to a 4-hour chart, now look at this. Wow, 4-hour chart shows that we'll be going down. 1-hour chart shows to go down, but the 4-hour chart definitely shows to go down. So we could probably expect this to be dropping here in the next, you know, week or so. But you know, like I said, that based on the 30-minute chart, we're showing signs that the price is going to an uptrend. Okay, I don't know. Problem right now on the 30-minute chart is that this is a very fresh signal. Okay, sorry, my face is itching. But definitely wait until the New York session before you go placing any trades. Okay, that's a very fresh signal. If we look at the daily chart, it shows to go up, and the weekly chart shows to go up. So we know long term is definitely going to go up. Okay, the 4-hour chart shows to sell. And here's the thing, though, we have a red arrow followed by a higher red arrow. Is it possible to have another red arrow? Yeah. I don't know. We could have another red arrow even higher. I don't know. But if it forms a blue arrow, and I just use the word if, it probably would form here. You know, maybe down here. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to drop that far. Okay, it could drop here, there, I don't know, but yeah, we're probably going to see it drop the next week or two, which is fine, but overall it's going to be going up. Now what you can do is put a buy limit pin and order down here somewhere, not right on this green line, but probably around here, probably around 1.23500. Okay, I know it's hard to see right there, but 1.23500 would be a good spot to put a buy limit pin and order and catch the buy trade when it goes back up. Okay, if it drops that far, and that's kind of like a safety net. Okay, I do not recommend using stop losses, but use that as a safety net to catch the price when it goes back up. You definitely do not want to buy right this very minute because it's probably going to drop more. This week and next week is probably going to drop some more, so you might want to think about selling at least for this week. Okay, but like I said, right now it's showing the buy on the 30-minute chart. So you know, in order to get a sell signal, it's going to have to go back up, and I think overall you should be safe to both buy and sell using the 30-minute time frame. okay? Simply because, you know, this is kind of fragile. These two currency pairs compete against each other. If we look here in the past, okay, we had some downtrends, uptrends, and it's probably going to work its way back down again. But if you buy on one, close on the other, sell here, you know, if you just look in the past history, okay, you can both buy and sell, okay? Now, yes, some movements are bigger than others, and that's just how it works. But, you know, keep these push notifications on your phone, where you at least get notifications on your phone whenever you get an alert to buy or sell. You can definitely use your computer. It's no problem. It's better on your computer, obviously, but you can trade on your cell phone as well. But anyhow, you should be able to say, you should be safe. You should be perfectly fine to both buy and sell this week. Yes, the price probably will be going down overall, but it's going to have a lot of up and down movement in between. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And if you want to just sell only, you can do that as well. To be 100% safe, at least for this week, probably next week as well. Anyhow, that will conclude my weekly trade predictions. If you have any questions about these predictions, or if you want me to analyze another currency pair that is not given here, please feel free to reach out to me on Facebook and we can discuss that. I'll put a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Please contact me there first, okay? If you have not joined my Facebook group, okay, I'll put a link below in the description of my video for my private Facebook group, and you can request to join my Facebook group and then post any questions or comments in my Facebook group, okay? So with that said, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Just let me know how I can help you, okay? Thank you so much.